Hi, I'm Hipsa.
And I'm Mr. Long.
And welcome to The SLAP, the Student-Led Action Podcast.
In today's episode, we're going to be speaking to members of the Asian Culture Club. They're going to be telling us a little bit about their new organization, as well as some of the work they have done over the last few weeks to celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So today we're going to be speaking with
Christia, a junior.
Alexa, a junior.
Hi, I'm Anamita from junior class.
Hi, I'm Raj Kapadia and I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Diana, junior.
And I'm Rachel, sophomore.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Shetty, the advisor for the Asian Culture Club.
Hi, everyone. It's so nice to be able to speak with you guys today. So the first question that I have for you is, what drove you to create the Asian Culture Club, and how did it initially come about?
So the Asian Culture Club kind of came out of the idea after we created the Diwali presentation in October of 2020. We had a lot of good feedback from staff as well as students that this was something that they didn't know about, and they'd heard about the festival Diwali, but they didn't really know what it was. And the way it was presented, they felt like it was a great way of doing that. So the idea came about to maybe create a space where students can talk about their culture and their challenges of being in that culture in our particular community. And then at the same time, Woodbridge Township was starting to uplift a lot of different heritages as part of the equity and diversity councils that they created earlier last summer, in summer of 2020. And they had said that May is going to be AAPI Heritage Month. So we thought, this fits right in. So we wanted to kind of create this space for our students in our community.
So for some of the student members, for you guys, how did you first get involved, and what was the process of, I guess, getting the club off of the ground like for you guys individually?
For me, I heard that Ms. Shetty is making a Asian Culture Club, and I was really excited to know about that, because I've come from India like about 2 years ago, and I was not able to get the cultural feeling that I used to get, and I was kind of sad about that. And when I joined the meeting, it was so nice to see that some of my culture people who know about my culture are there, and it was really nice to discuss about the things I've gone through and excited moments about festivals and everything. And I was also able to participate in the Asian crime podcast, which was really good thing for me. I wanted to raise voice against that, and Asian Club gave me a platform for that. So it was really good.
So I personally didn't join the club when it was first created. It was a couple of months later after it was created that I joined. And it was after I attended one of their presentations about the rise in anti-Asian acts. And so during that presentation, it was a wonderful presentation that was created by the club. And I really loved how how much the club was trying to spread awareness, and because I know it was a issue that wasn't really being talked a lot, and it was a very hard topic to introduce. So the way it was introduced and the way they created a safe place for people to talk and for people to speak their minds, and also just seeing people who look like me, because in these, especially in the virtual world, you don't really see a lot of people's faces, and most of the time when you do, it's, at least for me personally, there's not a lot of Asian American people in my classes. So seeing everyone coming to, because it was a majority of Asian Americans in the call, so seeing that and just us being together in one call and being able to just talk to each other and relate to each other, I knew it was a space that I wanted to be in, and was the reason why I also continued attending the club.
Yeah, just like Christia said, I wasn't there in the beginning of the club, but after seeing the fundraiser they did with Chick-fil-A, I realized that I wanted to be a part of this club as well. And especially getting close to AIPI month, I really wanted to be one of the people to help educate others with all the people that we talk about and like the culture and stuff. And also, like Christia said, I was never really surrounded by like any other Asian American people as well. So I felt like it would be a good club to join so I can like connect with others who, can relate to me and stuff.
Same. I was introduced the same way. I wasn't part of the beginning process of the club. Instead, like it took me a while until like probably last month, I think, to join the club, and I stayed because I think this club really helps embrace our culture, and I wanted to be a part of making these slides to help represent, I guess, like the different ethnicities and like, yeah. And it just feels nice to see this because I thought of Colonia as a predominantly white school, which it is, but I think these clubs really help embrace the diversity. Well, I've always known about Asian Culture Club, I think, but I really wanted to join when I'm in BSU as well, and they mentioned that they were doing a meeting where like Asian Culture Club was going to do a meeting where everybody's like welcome, and then they were just going to talk about like hate crimes against Asian Americans, and I thought that was really cool. So I just went to one of the meetings, and then I just kept on going.
Next question I wanted to ask the group was, how does the club discuss the Asian culture and experience at Colonia High School and in our country as a whole?
I was part of the club from the beginning, and so from the first meeting onwards, like we talked about the things which we had in common, as well as like what would certain like situations, like what would the response be for particular like people, such as we were Asian, like how would people behave with us and something like that. We always we shared our experiences with like other students we had in the Colonia High School, as well as we discussed things happening in the country as a whole, like people who were being tortured just because of their race and their age. They were like threatened like in front of everyone, and no one would say anything to them because they thought that like coronavirus, let's say the example of coronavirus, like people started blaming Asian people as a whole and blaming them like that they risked their life, so now they're like paying them back by like beating them up or torturing them. We would discuss all these things, and we would also try to figure out like things with which we can spread the awareness amongst our friends and other people in the school and as a country as well.
And also, since the beginning of AIPI Heritage Month, we've been posting and making infographics about like different regions of Asia, and we also, I think, found out information of how many languages we speak within Colonia High School as well. So that was like a way we talk about it to help spread awareness throughout the school about like the different cultures we have just within the school as well.
As about my experience in Asian Culture Club was quite good, and like whenever we had a meeting, it was not like I am attending a club, but like talk to each other and be relatable about like, oh, you have experienced that, yeah, I have experienced that too, yeah, it's bad, or like just talking about it, the things we never talk about or like not talked about much. And also like the best part that AAPI month is celebrated, and like we are letting everyone know what is our culture and like where we are come from, and like everything about our culture is just so cool, and like everyone is getting to know us. So that was the best part.
I think the timing of this club was at a good timing despite what happened with because, well, personally to me, I think it's good timing because especially when our AAPI voices were at such low how do I say this, was we didn't have much of a platform or a place to share our thoughts and our voices. I think this club really helped in sharing information, especially when when we needed a place to share our thoughts and information and statistics and everything. So I think this club really discusses the Asian American Pacific Islander experience in our country, especially.
I think in addition to talking about like our experiences as being in America as Asians or Pacific Islanders, we also like to jump in on topics that are like in Asia. We've talked about the Muslim concentration camps in China, and we've talked about a lot of topics that are really concerning to, and really scary, I guess, not only in America for ourselves, but also in Asia. And I think that's really great.
All right, so the next question I wanted to ask is, what has the club done over the last few months that the members feel the most proud of?
I am most proud of the podcast that we did against the Asian hate crimes, and the AAPI month that we are celebrating right now. They're the most proudest moment because having that event like told people and like spread awareness around them to like let know what is happening around us and about everything, which is like Asian hate and people blaming on Asians that they bought Corona, which is not true at all. It was a big crime, which is not talked about a lot, and having that podcast was really good. And also about this AAPI month, we are having like different videos every week, and it's been spreading awareness and like knowledge about what Asian is about, like what is Asia, and people who don't know much about it are getting to know it, and that's the proudest moment.
For me, I believe this club had, even though it just started this year, it had a lot of achievements, like for example, in fundraising money and raising for over $500 to the Legacy Heroes Fund, and made a bunch of like presentations to help educate our school on things that not a lot of people know about. And I don't want to take credit for for a lot of these things because I was not a part of the club when like all of this happened. But I did want to say, like, from my point of view as like an Asian American from Colonia High School, I was really proud seeing what my club members here did, and their effort was just amazing. And I am like I'm very like appreciative and like just like you guys are like very inspiring, basically, like I want to say, because the effort you guys put into a cause that you're passionate about. And also I like wanted to add, like, for the a lot of like the things you've created, the presentation you created, it was very student driven, and to see that was an amazing thing to see, that you were able to take your time and put in your effort to speak out on important things and not be afraid to speak out on those things.
Yeah, like Christia said, I can't really take credit because I was not in the club when you guys did all the things of the Asian hate and everything, but just seeing that inspired me to want to be a part of this club because I really did like since being a part of like the Asian community as well, like Christia said, it really made me want to also spread awareness and educate others because no matter how much we talk about it within the club, I think it's really important to like spread the information to others as well.
I agree. I feel the most proud of seeing how much we value this club and how much we value putting effort into all of these presentations and like social media posts, and it just helps me feel like good in my skin because it's just it shows how much we've grown like from when we were kids if we used to like not be proud of who we are.
I would also like to say that I'm also proud of the meeting we had on an Asian anti-hate crime because we had a group meeting which was combined meeting of 3 clubs, like members of SLAC, ESU, and our club. We gave kind of like a platform for people who didn't knew that Asian Culture Club was there, but like through that they knew and they could speak up their own experiences and difficulties, which I think it gave many of the teachers as well ideas of what students might be facing, which they didn't do it intentionally. Like if they notice it in the school, they could stop it as they know that these things do affect people.
So I wanted to ask, how has the club been celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month?
So for Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, as a club as a whole, we focus on one particular topic each day and we make infographics about it or either videos, which has a lot of information that many of the people don't know about, which is related to Asian and Pacific Islanders. We post them to our Instagram websites as well as the school website so that more and more people can see. We also share them to the teachers so that they can share it with their students. So everyone knows about the ongoing contributions done by the Asian American and Pacific community to not only the country, but the world as a whole.
In addition to that, like just Raj said, we have been making videos and like post every day and videos 1 per week, taking one topic, and it's been really good because we were able to communicate to others through those videos about first of all the regions of Asia, because many people seem to be kind of confused about it, that what part does Asia cover. I have even heard someone say that Asia is different and India is different, but like through our videos we were able to tell them that Southeast Asia contains India. That was kind of like a big rumor that India is not part of Asia, but it is. Also, we were able to tell different type of dance forms and whatever Asia has contributed in American society, about like different people, influencers, and their cultures, everything that influenced the American society and the world. So we were able to talk about that and like give credits to those who weren't being talked about most.
I would also like to add that, as Anandita said, that with the infographics and video, like there were a lot of misconceptions before. Like, no, this is not like this. This is created by us. So, and with this information, we are able to spread what is the truth so that people would know, like, rather than criticizing other people, they would like understand that they also like suffered through those things. They also contributed to the society with a lot of unique things which we use in our day-to-day life, but we don't care about or give enough credit to them.
And then the next question we have is, what vision do the members of the Asian Culture Club have for the future as we return to in-person learning?
Wait, sorry. What vision personally, I see like incorporating a lot of like the Asian cultures within like our school. I didn't really discuss on it yet, or like I don't know if we had a discussion on this, but I don't know, like doing something to like show that there are different cultures in our school. I am so sorry. I just like came up with a random idea, like not random idea, but like an idea. Can I still add that? Like, is that fine?
Yeah.
Even though I don't think we ever talked about it. Is that okay? Yeah, okay. So the idea like that just popped up in my mind was like doing something to show all of like the countries that Colonia high school students are from. Maybe like putting up like flags, or like putting up flags, and then maybe like a few fun facts about the country, and just like and then also like adding like maybe because I know there's different dialects, so like maybe even adding like the different dialects that are spoken in our school. So then just to show like the different cultures that like people probably don't even know about, because honestly, like for me personally, Indonesia isn't really a country that's talked a lot about. And like I feel like when it comes to like Asian countries, it's always like the three main Asian countries, which is and what people consider as Asian, like not people consider, but like Anadisa said earlier, where like they didn't even like think India was an Asian country. So like going back to what I was saying, like the three countries that people think make up Asia, which is basically China, Japan, and Korea. And so like I think that'd be like something that would be very good to have. So then like we can like visualize how diverse and how much we can incorporate other people's cultures in our lives. And I think that's a good way too to like having to start because like some people don't know about these things, so like it's a good thing to like educate them on. It's like something simple but like really, really beneficial.
Yeah, I like that idea, Christia. What I'm gonna say is kind of a bit off the question too, but when we were in person, even as simple as us, I know some people did the Chinese New Year thing and they walked around with the dragon throughout the school. It kind of just shows like the other cultures that are going on, and like other holidays being celebrated besides the basic ones that like everyone kind of knows and recognizes. And then also like since we do have fusion night, maybe like more inclusion and like more educating of like culture and the just everything relating to it. But also I just wanted to add that I think personally it's cool as well because I'm adopted, so I don't even have much knowledge of my own culture and background. So I just love like everything we do that because all the research we do, I'm learning more about my culture as well. And like Christia said, even though maybe she's Indonesian, so maybe she doesn't know as much about like another country from Asia. So no matter what we do, we're always just like learning new things and like educating ourselves as well as others.
Yeah, as in having a vision for like the club, if we get like, as we are hoping to get in person, it would be great to like hold some events which are like fun and everyone would join in, and there might be something cultural, anything like during this AAPI month, I have made some videos and I got to learn a lot about it. And there were some skits or acts that are done culturally in some of the Asian countries, and we can actually show that. Some of the Chinese dragon dances and different dances from the countries, we can always do that. And folk things, like sharing all these things and like telling Asians in our school and as a whole that you guys are not alone and you don't have to like hide your identity, if that makes sense. Like some people get bullied because they are of that race, so you don't have to hide that. Like we are there for you and we are also like you, and it's okay. Of course it's okay. So that would be great to share common cultures and even sharing different cultures. Like I'm from India, but I love Korean culture, and I also do love the K-pop dances. So it's just that mutual communication that I got to do with Asian Culture Club and other Asians in our school. And I was able to know more about the Koreans and every other culture. And that's just the insight. If we get to do an in-person learning, I would really like to interact with them in person.
I agree with what Anandita said. Like people hide their like what culture they're from just because they know that like their friends don't know about it, and they will probably make fun of them like because they don't know what culture they're from. That's why like many people lie on the surveys that no, they don't want to reveal their real culture. But like what I think that like as we know that May is AAPI month, like there should be at least like one day in the school where all like the teachers will like tell them like if they want to talk about their culture in front of the class, or like try to support them by like giving information about like different cultures, like making slides or something like that, so that like those people who are kind of shy and doesn't want to reveal their culture, they can be like strong and they would get some support so that they can be free from that burden and like not lie to their friends, but instead like they would spread their culture to other people, like knowledge about it.
Yeah, I really love the idea Raj just said. Like, it would be great if the classes would start communicating and like a teacher would like tell students that it's okay if you can like talk about your culture and what's happening around it. I remember my Spanish teacher. She was just amazing, and she would like talk that I know that you're not from this culture and you are still learning it. So like, let's talk about your culture. And she talked about what kind of foods I like in my country are there, and they were talking about it, and I felt so cool about it, and it was so comfortable for me to talk about it, and that would be great if everyone could do that.
Yeah, I feel like even though like we've gotten so much done online, I feel like it's going to be even more surreal if we like actually get together and do meetings in person. And get even more done, but like do in-person activities and things like that. And I feel like that would give even more of an impact to our community.
I just want to add like the reason why like my I guess thought process and like my mind went to that idea before was because I was thinking of like how like I know for a fact that when we do come back to in person, for sure, working on things to like immerse our culture more into our school and just finding different ways we can immerse like our culture to our school and like spread awareness on different things and like educate others on our culture.
Thank you, everyone, for your contributions. They were very insightful. And then this last question we have for Ms. Shetty in particular. So, Ms. Shetty, what does the club mean to you as its advisor?
What does the club mean to me as the advisor? I have to think about that, right? No, I think it's for me, it's a great space to kind of get to know the students on a different level than I ever would have in a classroom, but also a safe space to kind of speak their truth, speak their real experiences as students of color, students of minorities, and I think also for me, education is the way to a better place, right? So this is this has been such a great experience in terms of getting students who are super interested and then being able to uplift the stories that they want to put out there. Earlier, you had asked about the proudest moment of the club, or something that we're the most proud of the club. I would say it was the anti-Asian spotlight that we did, the presentation and the meeting, and then we're currently actually working on taking that and making it into an elementary school level presentation that can be shared out with the district. So for me, that's huge. Yeah, I mean, I am an Asian, I'm an Indian, and I grew up in Woodbridge, and back then there wasn't so many of us. There was even less than there is now. So I would always have loved to have this kind of space back then. And a lot of what the students said today, I totally would have felt appreciative and, felt like I belonged if I had that kind of space back then.
If you want to learn more about Asian Culture Club and see the posts that they've made for Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, you can follow them on Instagram at Asian Culture Club CHS 2021, all one word, or you can follow them on Twitter at Asian Culture CHS. I want to thank everybody who's taken the time to listen to these episodes this year. This will be our last episode for this school year, and hopefully we'll be back next school year. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in person. And I want to give a quick special thank you to Hivza and Kylie, our two graduating senior Slack presidents. I couldn't have done this year without them. Thank you.